created to have houses. Let's make you see it, see the reality of it. You ready? Well, there's much more to speak on this, but let's. Yeah. So, we are in the second section on page AyinBase 15. We said that in the Oyer Shelifnei HaTzimtzum, Oyer Ein Sof Shelifnei HaTzimtzum, there too there are madrigas. In overall, in general, to categorize the madrigas, there are two categorical aspects: the Etzem HaOyer and his Pashtus HaOyer. And the point that is being made here right now, that in his Pashtus HaOyer, even his Pashtus HaOyer has an element of betzalmenu, and also has the inyan from Tzura Atzmis. Although that his Pashtus HaOyer is only Ha'ora de Ha'ora, okay, let me just put the location. The line begins with the word betzalmenu. Okay, it is 6 lines from the beginning of that section. V'hagam the bechinas is pashtus ha'oir. Ha'reitz bechinas ha'ora de ha'ora. We discussed this yesterday. Just want to. His pashtus ha'oir is the element of his ha'ora de ha'ora. And we discussed yesterday the principle of ha'ora and ha'ora de ha'ora. So it's ha'ora de ha'ora. A few more words. And yet still, it still has, it is still in the category, and in the bechina, in the aspect of within the general context of tzura atzmis, shekmoi ho'etzem, which means it is like the etzem. Ha'ora and ha'ora de ha'ora, as I said, we discussed quite extensively yesterday. And to be brief and hopefully to the point, we'll use the sun as our metaphor at this time. The sun is an atzmi. It's etzem behiri. And as we said, the union that the sun is an atzmi, and it's etzem behiri, to get us a handle on that concept. Atzmi is very difficult. Atzmi does not lend itself to be understood. That's recognized. To get us a handle on this principle, we say that in the sun, the whole phenomenon of darkness does not exist. Darkness, light to the sun, is of the same fundamental reality as darkness in the world. Darkness in the world does not have to be created. That is part and parcel of what world is. light in the sun is likewise. It's a fundamental reality. It's etzem behiri. And as we explained many times, that it is not correct to say that the sun light is due to the combustion that takes place and the fuel that gets consumed. That is not correct. Light in the sun is because Hashem put light into the sun. The light element in the sun is a creation just like the sun itself is a creation. As we discussed it many times. Therefore, the light that emanates from the sun is called Oir Atzmi. What is the ha'ara of light? The ha'ara of light is that it is illuminating. It's making possible to see in the dark. Through the ha'ara. In the sun, there is no darkness. But this light emanates and is mispashit to a place of darkness, and it affects the fact that now you can see in the dark. That's called the ha'ara. Because here, when we see it in the dark, it doesn't transform it into essential light. It is active light. To what extent? To the extent, to the functional extent that you can see. It doesn't transform it, that it doesn't take, it takes away darkness. It doesn't take away darkness. As we spoke many times. Darkness essentially remains, but in the light, it makes it possible to see in the dark. Within that ha'ora, the light illuminating darkness, within that itself there are two distinct madregas. There is a madrega of day. Day is synonymous with light, and yet it says light. And we all can readily relate to that principle. By day, you can also see, but it is it is understatement, a fundamental understatement that what is day that you could see around. It is day transformed in the whole period. It's versus night. It's not night. It's day. As a matter of fact, what affects day, meaning to say, what creates day? Day is created not by light, by sunlight. Day is created by sun. Because the sun rises. That's day. Interesting, in halacha, there are two different periods. It was called Alez HaShachar, dawn. There's also light. But that's not day. Day is when the Nezachama, when the sun rises. What's the difference? There's plenty of light before the sun rises. Because before the sunrise, it's not day yet. You have only the ha'ora of the sun.
Like the light of the moon.
Okay, let's not go there. This is not the day, so to speak. The effect of day is the presence of the sun itself. And that's what we say, that to define day as a time that you could see your way around is an understatement. Because there it is the essence of light. Like we said, that the visibility element during the day comes in a manner where not that you could see the object, but you cannot but see it. It eliminates the whole possibility of not seeing it. This is day. This day element is only a ha'ora of the sun. So the sun is the etzem hiri. And a ha'ora of that is that it makes things visible to a point where you cannot but see it. It's a ha'ora. Ha'ora de ha'ora is where there is just the inyan that you could see. Perhaps we could say in a dawn time, you can also see. But it's not that things are automatically visible. You could see. This is a ha'ora. This is a ha'ora, a subset of the ha'ora of light that sun gives, that sun brings to the world. As we translate many times the word ha'ora means the functional element of the etzem. The functional element. Only the functional element, not the essential element. Okay.
Okay, shouldn't we be saying that we have the order, daylight is the order of the etzem, and the lower madrega is a ha'ora of oil.
It is ha'ora de ha'ora.
But the daylight etzem, why are we calling the first madrega ha'ora? We should call it oil, and that's the order of the etzem. And then the ha'ora of the ha'ora is the ha'ora of the oil. Why do we call it ha'ora? It's a subset. It's the etzem in a way of oil.
You're right. In truth, as I said before, that day is formed by the presence of the sun, not by the oil. This is called oil atzmi. But within that itself, there are two elements. There is the difference in the different period, and there is also the secondary level that therefore you could see. Therefore, you could see, there is where you see the difference between saying you cannot but see or you can see. You cannot but see, this is a ha'ora of the oil. You could see, this is a ha'ora de ha'ora. This is just the functional element of it. All right. Okay, so now let's continue on. So he says, his pashtus ha'oir is called ha'ora de ha'ora. Because the word his pashtus means the oil as it spreads forth and affects its presence on the entire environment, on outside. They reflect the presence of the oil rather than the presence of the oil itself. That's what his pashtus are. So his pashtus ha'oir is only ha'ora de ha'ora, which means it does not carry the essential reality itself, the etzem, only its effect, only its functional. And yet still, it still has the inyan from tzura atzmis, which is like the etzem itself.
Wait, Paltiel, can I ask one more question? So you have these pashtus oil. The first ha'ara, the ha'ara, you can imagine it before the tzimtzum because it has an inyan. Even outside the inyan of etzem, the inyan of the etzem will be. But ha'ara of the ha'ara, how can it has no truth? It's a suffix. It's why? How can you have that before the tzimtzum?
Well, that's exactly what we're going into. Before the tzimtzum there is also madregas, and this is the etzem oil on his pashas. Excuse me. And you're right. That's what is difficult. How can there be his pashas oil before the tzimtzum? Initially, we explained this. Oir, by definition, the word oir means a presence, a gil, a presence. Like we said, the atmos doesn't exist, doesn't have oir. Oil means a presence. What is the meaning of the word presence? Is presence significant? Is presence true unto itself? Is there a significance in the presence to the person that I'm present? I am what I am. Which means that inherent in the aspect of oir is already the ha'ora and the ha'ora de ha'ora. And we shall discuss it more, but this is the answer to your question. In oir, if there is a presence, the presence has an aim, a purpose. Otherwise, why not present? From the Etzem perspective. Okay, so let's pursue here. The line begins with the word atzmius, and it is 6 lines from the bottom. The hine. This is to explain, to try to understand the principle how it can be tura atzmius, even though it's only ha'ora de ha'ora. Ha'hefresh ben ha'ora ve'ha'ora de ha'ora. The difference between ha'ora and versus ha'ora de ha'ora. Mavua b'mokim acher. It's explained elsewhere. Api masha kosu b'precedes Eliezer. Based on what it says in precedes Eliezer, a well-known quote. Ad shelo nivra ha'olam, that prior to the creation of the world, hayahu u'shmoi bilvad. There was he and his name only, alone. The Shmoi, what is the meaning? Hoy hu u'shmoi, shmoi hu bechinas Ayin Sein. This is the beginning of Ayin Sein. In other words, the Shmoi, the name is what identifies a presence. What is a name for? A name, a person doesn't need a name for himself. A name is that this name he is known to others. Name identifies his presence. The Shmoi hu bechinas Ayin Sein. Ukinoidas is known the oir v'shem hakoil inyan echad. Oir and name is one and the same. Just as oir is a ha'ora of the etzem, so too the shem is only a ha'ora from the etzem. Now the shem hu gamkin ha'ora bilvad, because shem is also only ha'ora. What's the pshat? Shem is a name of the person, a name of the object, which goes together with the person, goes together with the object. Nevertheless, it's only a ha'ora. As for example, b'shem ha'odom, the name of a person. She'ein ze etzem hamshoma v'achayus. The name does not refer to the etzem hamshoma, the essence of the neshama, and the chayus of the neshama. Kim ha'arose levad. The shem applies only to the ha'ora of the chayus of the neshama. Kinei dem rumah kimach, becoming cames. As I explained in many different circumstances. What does it mean? The name. This is the chayus of the neshama in the guf. The name represents the connection, the slapshot of the neshama in the guf, not the chayus of neshama itself, as it is in essence. But how the neshama is mislabish in the guf, that's the name. This is why a name is given after birth, because the name after birth is the slabish of neshama in the guf. Prior to the birth, there is no name. And this is why all aspects of referring to the person, if Chashasom you need a refuah, you refer to it by name. Because the neshama is healthy. The neshama does not need the refuah. The refuah is necessary in the connection of the neshama with the guf. And that is identified by name. Pardon. Okay. So therefore the name, this is not the etzem neshama, and that's not even the etzem of the chayes and neshama. Ha'aros levad. It's only the ha'ora of the chayes and neshama, which means how the chayes and neshama is mislabish in the guf and gives chayes in the guf. All right. And now we're going to, we're not going to start off because it's going to be in the middle. So we're going to point out the name is a ha'ora. And in that itself there is and the name clearly refers to the person, the reality of the person. And then there is the ha'ora de ha'ora, which also is in an atzmi, as we shall see. Okay, this is it for this morning. Chanukah.